Today, we have something truly exciting for you. We're going to build a stunning 3D rotating cube using nothing but CSS. Yes, you heard it right. By the end of this video, you'll have a beautiful interactive 3D cube rotating smoothly on your web page. And the best part, we're providing the full source code for free. So whether you're a seasoned developer or just starting out, this tutorial is for you. If you are excited about this, hit the subscribe button and give this video a like. Let's dive right in and start creating magic with CSS. Before we start coding our 3D cube, let's talk about the prerequisites. You should have a basic understanding of HTML and CSS. Familiarity with CSS properties like transform and animation would be beneficial. But don't worry if you're not. We'll cover everything in detail. Now, let's talk about the tools we need. Make sure you have a text editor installed on your computer. You can use any text editor you like, but for this tutorial, I'll be using Visual Studio Code. It's free and available for Windows, Mac, and Linux. You'll also need a modern web browser to view your 3D cube. I recommend using Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox for the best compatibility with CSS 3 features. All right. Now that we've covered the prerequisites and tools needed, let's move on to the fun part, building our 3D rotating cube. In the next section, we'll start by setting up our HTML structure, so stay tuned. Alright, let's get our hands dirty with some code. The first thing we need to do is set up our HTML structure. We'll need a container for the cube and 6 div elements for each side of the cube. Each face of the cube is a div element. We've given each one a class corresponding to its position on the cube, which are front, back, left, right, top, and bottom. Now that we have our HTML structure in place, we can move on to the CSS. This is where we'll bring our 3D cube to life. In the next section, we'll start styling our cube and its faces using CSS. Now that we've set up our HTML structure, it's time to add some style. We'll use CSS to transform our simple div elements into a 3D cube. Let's start by styling the cube and its faces. Here, we've set the position of the cube class selector to relative and the position of each face class selector to absolute. This allows us to position the faces relative to the cube. The transform style, preserve 3D, on the cube class selector ensures that the children of the cube or the faces are positioned in 3D space. Next, we'll use the transform property to position each face of the cube. Now that we've positioned each face of our cube, let's bring it to life with some animation. We'll use CSS keyframes to create a rotation effect. In the @keyframes rule, we define an animation named rotate. It starts with the cube not rotated and ends with the cube rotated one full turn at 360 degrees around both the X and Y axes. Then we apply this animation to our cube class selector using the animation property. The rotate 5's infinite linear value means that we're applying our rotate animation over a duration of 5 seconds. It will repeat indefinitely or infinite, and the speed of the segments of the animation will be constant or linear. And there you have it, a 3D rotating cube created with pure CSS. Now, let's see our 3D rotating cube in action. Open up your favorite web browser and load the HTML file we've been working on. You should see a cube rotating smoothly on your screen. Remember, you can always modify the CSS to change the size, speed, and color of the cube. You can even add textures or images to the faces of the cube for a more complex effect. That's it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed learning how to create a 3D rotating cube with CSS. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you found this video helpful. And as always, the source code for this tutorial is available for free. Check the description below for the link. Thanks for watching. Keep coding. Keep exploring, and I'll see you in the next video.